Yeah.
Hello!
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to another Perfectly Serious live stream on Outlander Season 4. This is Episode 5.
And savages.
Savages, barely even human. Sorry.
But this is not Pocahontas.
No, it's not. But it reminded us of it a little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, so I guess we'll just jump right in. Julia couldn't be here today, but we're just...
Bye, Felicia.
So it's just going to be me and Caitlin today.
Yes.
The two
Caitlins.
The two Caitlins.
Caitlin and KATEY. Who watched the episode?
Yeah.
You guys pumped? Some stuff is happening now.
Yeah, so there was a huge reveal, so please don't watch if you haven't, or
spoilers are coming.
Spoilers, I'm going to say it right now. Guess who's alive? Murtaugh! Oh my god, that was so exciting, because I actually read that he was not still alive in the books, so it doesn't really matter. So even people that read the books didn't know he was going to come back.
Oh, we got a real live show only plot point.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, I remember seeing the scene of him as an indentured servant, and then I just kind of forgot. I was like, oh, I guess he's gone. Like, who knows what's going to happen to him? And then he's suddenly in North Carolina.
Yeah, even Jimmy was like, I didn't think I'd lay my eyes upon you ever again.
But we'll get more into him.
Royal official, hey, I still haven't watched it. Oh, no!
Oh! Well, just...
mute us. Put us on mute.
Put us on mute. That'll be fine. You can watch this
later. Aren't you like a lot behind? Aren't you like all the seasons behind?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He just wants to watch the Bear Man episode.
Well, that was episode 4, so you can go watch that one from last week and then watch our live stream again.
Yes.
So anyway, this one begins with Claire and that old Native American woman sitting by the river. The healer.
The two healers are chilling and trading like spices and like herbs and like medicinal tips and like trying to teach each other their languages. So that was really nice.
It was a really beautiful moment, I think, because they were both so understanding and patient with each other.
If only the whole world could operate that way.
I know, right? Like, they didn't speak each other's language, and yet they were teaching each other, and like there was no one translating for them. They were just
they seemed to really care about each other. Like, the old woman was like asking her about her daughter, and she was like, yes, I do have a daughter. She's just very far away. And the lady was like, she's here.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was really weird. And Claire was like, yes, she's in here. And I was like, no, I don't think that's what she meant. I think she meant like, she's here this time. I think she knows more than you think she knows. I'm not leaving or muting, and yes, I'm far behind what they make. But if they make a Bear Man film, I'll jump on board. Nice.
Awesome.
Bear Man film.
Well, that will be, we'll see.
We'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated.
You let us know when that's out.
Yeah, that too. So then, after that, like, really nice scene. Then we see Jamie come to Claire and basically start telling her about this dream. He just comes up and says, like, by the way, does Brianna have a birthmark on the back of her neck? And Claire's just like,
oh yeah, how does?
Yeah, she's like, how do you know that? She's like, I had a dream about her last night. And Claire's just like,
such weird things are happening, and everyone's just cool with it. It's like everyone's psychic and everyone knows everything, and like there's time travel and mind reading apparently.
Yeah,
and everyone's just cool with it.
And all this stuff is like related to Brianna, which is interesting. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's something surrounding her. I'm
Probably.
Sure.
She's the chosen one.
She is the chosen one. She's going to bring balance to the Force.
Yes.
Whatever the Force is in this scenario. But, so then, so we have that random scene. And then we cut to the future, or the present time, I guess.
1971?
Yeah, like 1970s. And we see Roger, and he's looking for Brianna. Because
he's like, she went to Scotland to go visit her mom, and he's like, I know what that means.
Yeah.
So he goes there. He's like, did you see an American woman? And this little Scottish lady's like, go find yourself a nice Scottish lass, eh? And he's like, okay, you don't get what I'm trying to do here, but is there anything for me? And she's like, well, there was this letter that Brianna left, and she wanted you to have it a year from now, but I can see you're heartbroken, and I'll just give it to you now.
Yeah, so
that's a really sad letter.
Yeah, he doesn't read it. We don't see him reading it till later, but it's interesting that, that Brianna just doesn't even contact him to say what she's going to do. She's like, hey, if you don't get this,
that means I didn't make it back into my own time. And I just want to let you know that I cared about you a lot and that I went back to save my parents. I found out they were going to die in a horrible fire. I had to do something to try and stop it.
I'm wondering, how did she find out? Because we saw
about the fire.
Yeah, because we saw in the last episode he didn't want to tell her. He found out.
Yeah.
And then he was going. He called in order to tell her, but
she'd already left. Yeah, I don't know who told her.
So that's interesting.
Another mystery.
Mysteries abound in this show.
Mysteries.
So then we go back to Jamie Claire time.
Jamie Claire time.
Jamie Claire time.
Always a fun time.
And Jamie's looking for a blacksmith.
Yeah, he like travels. He like leaves for 3 days.
Yeah, that's right.
Like 6 days total. He's like going down there it takes 3 days to get down to town. It's a very far away town. Yeah. And Jamie's like, I'm gonna go find a blacksmith. And I still am not really quite sure why he needed a blacksmith, but we know that that's his mission. And he takes his nephew, Ian with him. And they go down there and he's like, all the blacksmiths are like out of town, like every single one of them. And Jamie's like, well, this was a wasted time. So that they try to just like go spread the word about the 10,000 acres that they need to sell to farmers.
So he's basically trying to get Scottish people. He's like, like I'm Scottish. You guys were all from the same land.
Yeah.
You know, come work with me.
You get like 100 acres for free if you're a farmer, and you don't get taxed until your first crops, really. And then they're all like, oh, taxes? Oh, no, I'm out. Like, goodbye. Like, how dare you even ask me, sir? And they're like,
they basically start explaining, or one of the guys starts explaining to him, like, you know, we not only do they tax us, but if we don't pay them on time, they come and start taking all our stuff away.
Just like credit card debt. Taking it all away. Like they'll take your horses, they'll take your pigs, they'll take your wife, like everybody. Because they're taking everybody.
Yeah. So Jamie, I think that kind of, you know, hits Jamie a little hard.
Yeah, he's like, what?
What position?
By the way, you guys chose the wrong side of history again. So just saying, like, you're still working for like Britain and whatnot, and you know that they lose. Like Claire literally came in and was like, "We're on the wrong side of history. Maybe we should change this." And they're like, "We're gonna build a house."
He's like, "I want to live here," and she's like, "Okay."
Like we signed off our rights to like King George or whatever.
It's just not the smartest thing.
Like, why do you guys keep doing this?
I mean, last time I know it was kind of like Jamie didn't quite believe her. He didn't really know she was from the future for a long time. And so it was more just like
sometimes.
Yeah, it was more just Claire getting pulled in and she tried to stop it and whatever. But this time she's just like, whatever.
I know.
You know?
And it's like, you know how this is going to end up. Like, why do you keep digging yourselves into these holes? Whatever. We'll see them get out of it again.
Yeah.
But he basically doesn't sell 1 acre of land. And he's like, well, this sucks. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And then what happens? He sort of like said a piece of their like horse carriage like breaks.
Oh yeah. Or no, it was the horse bit. The bit that the horse bites on.
Yeah, it broke. And he's like, well, we can't travel without this. We're gonna spend another night here. We've already been gone a really long time. And he's like, Ian, go buy a new part or go get this fixed. And Ian's like, okay.
Yeah,
and he
goes,
like,
don't take no for an answer.
Yeah, he's like, you better do this. And Ian's like, oh God. Whenever you guys get the chance, can you react to Happy Death Day 2 trailer? Also, I was always wondered, what if they make Outlander into a game series for PS4, Xbox, or PC?
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
You get to travel,
or maybe like the Nintendo Switch.
I would be down for that. Like
that would be awesome.
18th century Scotland, sure.
Oh, she'd be all over that.
I'm all over it.
And Happy Death Day 2. When did that come out? Because we usually try to catch them super soon.
Yeah.
So
if you ever know of any upcoming trailers, let us know because we like to get them right away.
If it just came out, sure, why not?
Yeah. But
anyways, thank you for your comment. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear that you're watching our reaction videos. Anyways, yeah, so Ian is like, hey, blacksmith, can you repair this for me? I'll give you like a good price. He's like, no, I'm done for the day. Get out of here. And he's like, well, how about for a fellow Scot? And he's like, if I heard that, I'd be working around the clock.
Well, the thing is that we know as the audience that Ian doesn't at that moment. The blacksmith he is talking to is Murtaugh.
Yeah.
And so that's the point where you're just like, oh my God, like we need him and Jamie to get together. We need them to see each other. Like, why isn't this happening?
But don't worry. Because Ian gets swindled out of a lot of money. Because he's like, I'll give you 10 shillings. And he's like, He's like, 11, 12. And he's like, 21. And he's like, what? That's robbery. And he's like, well, do you want it or not? And he's like, oh my God, okay. And so he lets him fix it. And then as they're getting ready to leave, he mentions briefly to his uncle Jamie that it cost 21 shillings.
Yeah.
And Jamie was like, what?
Yeah.
And he burst in. He's like, I'm marrying as a robbery of the young wee lad and giving him 21 shillings. How dare you? And he's
That's
like,
exactly how he sounded.
Jamie, my long-lost godson. And I feel like we missed a lot of Claire stuff in between.
Yeah, I mean, it cuts back and forth. We can go back to the Claire stuff afterwards.
Okay.
But
Because Claire stuff is happening during all this.
Yeah, it cuts back and forth. But yeah, that was a really sweet moment to see Jamie and Murtaugh like reunite.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, they haven't seen each other in what, like 20 years?
Yeah. And
so,
he was like, you know this guy?
Yeah.
He just ripped me off. Jamie's like, oh.
No biggie.
It was super cute.
It was really cute. Yeah. But so back to Claire. Yeah,
back to Claire. She's helping out this German family.
Mm-hmm.
And she's keeping herself busy around the farm. Life's hard without Jamie around, it seems.
Yeah.
And she is helping birth this baby for this new German settler family.
Mm-hmm.
And she does, and everything's great. And then all of a sudden, the dog's Rolo starts growling, and outside are a bunch of Native Americans like feeding their horses in the river. And they're like, oh my God. They grab their guns and they go out there like, get off my land. And she's like, no, my God, like, it's okay. Like, they're just getting water. And it was this whole like, water belongs to no one. And he's like, you're on my land. And he's like, the water belongs to no one. And Claire's like, please stop.
Yeah.
And then she sort of like settles the peace. She's like, go get water somewhere else. You put down your gun. Stop acting like a crazy person.
Yeah.
And then the Native American sort of like puts a blessing on the water. And the German guy is like, oh, he just cursed us. What is he doing? What is he doing? And Claire's like, no, he just put a blessing on the water. They go back in. We think everything's okay. And then she goes back home. And literally like a day later or a couple days later, she's
like
told.
A priest like comes to her door.
And he's like, you better hide because that German guy's coming after you.
Well, yeah, he basically says the German family, except for the man, like the wife and
they're dead.
Baby, they died from the measles.
All of them are dead.
And she's like, what the hell? Like, I was just there last week. They were fine.
He's like, the measles came quick. It took them. And she's like, oh my God. Now the German guy believes that the Native Americans cursed the water and that killed the baby and the mother.
Claire let it happen.
And Claire let it happen. So he wants to like get revenge on her. So she's like freaking out. And then he does make his way over there eventually. And
she's like freaking out because she's
she's
home
like,
alone with her shotgun and their dog.
Yeah. And he comes in and he's like, I just want to make sure you didn't have the measles. She's like, well, thanks for your concern, but I'm well. Yeah. And he's like, well, here you go, by the way.
And she thinks when she first opens, she thinks it's a doll from the woman who died. And she's like, oh, that's really sweet that you gave this to me. Yeah. And she opens it.
And it's like an organ or like just like human flesh. And there's like a little trinket jewelry piece from the healer from the beginning of the episode that Claire was talking to. So he obviously has gone and killed this woman. And Claire's like, oh my God, you're insane.
Yeah, because he's like, well, healer equals witch.
He's like, I killed their witch, so they can't curse anything anymore. She's like, oh my God, that's not how this works. The measles is just a disease. Like, oh my Lord.
Yeah, and he's just like, he will not listen to reason at all. And she finally is like,
he's
just
like,
get out
I'm a
here.
believer of God, and they are not. And like, he's just like way past help.
Yeah.
And so she's very upset by this, obviously. And
I don't know what she expected.
To
be honest, coming to this time period, she knew
that's what's going to be happening. And then the natives go and set that German house on fire, kill the grandmother that was left there, and then the German guy comes back and he gets killed. And so that whole house burns down. Everyone in that family is just dead.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing.
It was like a lot of stuff happened in a short amount of time in this episode.
Yeah, and then finally, like Jamie comes back home.
Even before that, though, Jamie back in town like goes to the meeting.
Oh, that's right, the meeting. Yes. So Murtaugh basically convinces Jamie to come. He's like, well, I'm actually, because Jamie first asked him, like, do you want some land? Come live with us. And Murtaugh's like, don't you know that they're taxing us and this the whole thing? Yeah. And Jamie's like, well, I mean, sort of, but come live with us. It'll be great. And Murtaugh's just like no. Like, let me show you. Come to a meeting.
Yeah. And little does he know, like, he's leading this meeting, by the way.
So Murtaugh leads this whole, like, meeting about, rebelling.
Rebellion! No more taxes!
And Jamie's like, oh,
Jamie's like, okay, I'm just gonna...
And Murtaugh's like, join us now.
Jamie's like no, but I won't try to stop you.
Which is,
and then he's just like, that was like a slap in the face. He's like, come visit sometime. I'll make you a piece of pie. And a few days later, like, Jamie does come home. Claire's very upset. She's hugging Jamie. And then
And then Murtaugh shows up.
He does show up.
He does. And what's really sweet, for those of you who remember, I think it was from season 2, when Jamie goes missing, he's in hiding, and Claire and Murtaugh are looking for him. They do this whole like performance thing where she's like performing as a boy. This one song, and we're forgetting the name of it right now.
The Scottish song.
Well, I think it's a British song actually, because it's from her childhood, and so she's performing. It's like the boogie woogie oogie. It's like one of those kind of like old swing songs, and he starts. That's what he's whistling in this part where he comes back to the house.
I did not put that together. Yeah. That is so sweet.
It was really sad. Like just because I watched it recently, I was like, oh my god, that's the song that they performed here like 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's why Claire like freezes and is like, oh my god.
She draws all her firewood and like runs over to him. It has sort of a happy ending, but we do end up with Brianna at the like the stones, yeah. And it's a really cool shot because they show her like with the sun behind her, and she's about to touch the stone, and then the camera like kind of moves over the stone, so all you see is stone, and then you get to the other side of the stone and she's gone. Yeah. It was such a cool shot.
It was really cool.
So she's back in time. Call the doc. Get the DeLorean because she's back in time.
Call the doc.
Anyways.
I'm just curious, like, if Roger's going to go after her. If he's going to try to go through the stones.
I hope he does, because I think it's in his lineage.
Yeah, that's what to respond to a comment from last week that we had, someone actually mentioned that we didn't pick up on, was the fact that Roger's family, he comes from a lineage of time travelers. So it's not just a woman thing, which is what we previously thought.
Yeah, it just depends on if it's in your blood or not, whether you're able to.
So Roger technically, I guess, could go through the stones also.
Yeah, I hope he tries.
Yeah, that would be really interesting, like him and Brianna back there.
We didn't have a comment on last week's. That was on a different episode. I can't find it, but thank you for saying that, because we didn't realize that, and that's super cool. So we're hoping that he goes back in time too, and everybody just lives happily ever after.
In the past, because it's such a happy time back then. Yeah, American Revolution.
If only Jamie could just go forward, and then everybody.
That would just solve everything, wouldn't it? Like, I don't know why they didn't try it yet.
Like, they did try it. They tried it in one of the first seasons. He couldn't do it.
Did they?
They did, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Jamie couldn't do it.
I don't remember that.
And actually, like, Claire at one point couldn't do it.
What?
Go back and watch.
I'm like,
anyways, we should wrap this up. We got 17 minutes. Good for us. We can sure talk when we want to.
And thanks again to Royal Official for joining us.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into the Happy Death Day trailer too.
And yeah, you should definitely check out Outlander while you can.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week for episode 6. We're already over halfway through the season.
Oh my god, what's gonna happen?
I want to go back in time, don't we all?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
But thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Don't forget to
subscribe, like this video.
Yep. And leave a comment, and we will respond to it next week.
Leave a comment below. Hit the notification bell so you're always notified when we go live or when we put up a new video.
Exactly.
Bye, guys.
Bye.